The Lean Six Sigma organization really starts down at the bottom here with the project team members. And so, as I had mentioned in a previous lesson, consider creating teams based on the SIPOC method. So you've got suppliers into the process, you've got process experts or people who live or operate in the process, and then you've got process customers. And those really should make up your process team. Additionally, you can use supporting roles like IT and HR, finance, and that sort of thing. And those teams are led by either a green belt, who are generally part-time employees, but still capable of leading teams and improvement teams. The projects do tend to be smaller, so the rule of thumb is a project that has a financial impact of about $100,000 is usually right-sized for a team led by a green belt, although again that's just a rule of thumb. And then, of course, teams led by black belts would be 100,000 or greater. The black belt generally handles more complex projects than the green belt, only because of the depth of training. But of course, this is highly debatable and highly debated and not clearly defined in many organizations, and so organizations do tend to interchange the role of team lead between a black belt and a green belt. So it really depends kind of on the utilization, the task at hand, the expertise of the team lead or the belt, as it were. Then if you look kind of up this way, you've got sort of the technical expertise, so the strong, deep, and broad technical expertise that's brought to bear by the master black belt. So the master black belt there is to be the guide. This is the go-to person who has seen many projects across a variety of applications, the tools and the techniques applied in a vast array of scenarios, and can really guide the black belt and or the green belt in tools to use, techniques to use, pitfalls to look out for, and that kind of thing. So they are the deep technical expert. And then over on this side, you've got sort of the organizational support. Now that could be any number of people. I have here the process owner. The process owner, in fact, can be a team member many times, but sometimes they're not. And in any event, when whether they are or are not a team member, really they are the customer in many respects. They can help you staff the team. They can help also guide the team. They can certainly get access to data needed by the team and so forth. And then also you have the champion. This is your project champion. This is the person in the organization who is sufficiently far up in terms of the leadership or the management of the organization where they can remove any kind of roadblocks. So that would be access to resources, access to people, access to data, this kind of thing. So when you're having organizational type challenges because of, well, again, people or resources, that sort of thing, go to your champion. And your champion is your advocate in the leadership group to help you remove those barriers. So those are generally the roles in a Lean Six Sigma organization. You may also have either a director or a vice president of Lean Six Sigma. Sometimes that role falls under the auspices of the quality function, but sometimes not. Sometimes it's a dedicated or separate organization. The last thing I want to mention is team members. My experience is, and my recommendation would be, team members do not have to be Lean Six Sigma trained. They don't have to have gone through the training, although it is helpful. But if you are using people, or you have people on your team that haven't been specifically gone through a formalized training or the entire training, then just be sure that whenever you're using a tool, and certainly making it known what the path forward is, take some time to pull those people aside and give them coaching, because the methodology may not be familiar to them. And it would be helpful, it's always helpful in fact, to show them where the team is going, why they're doing it, and then the sorts of tools that you might use. And then if you're asking for their input on a given tool, be sure they get specific coaching and training in the use of a tool.